Sue here again. It's Sue Dolbrodmaeth Garden today. It's the 14th of October 2024 and it's about 3:30 I think, or 20 to 4, and I've been out for a little while, about an hour, maybe less than that, and I just want to show you what I've been doing because I wanted to get some compost to put in some Polytunnel. We went to the Wednesday today and we got 2 bags of compost there, but I want that mainly for potting on and seeds. But I needed to put some compost in the Polytunnel from when I cleared it the other day. So I want to show you what I've been doing. I've cleared the brown bin, which didn't have any holes in it. So all the stuff that I put in there was full of water. So, but I put it on the compost bin, and I'm now putting on the waste that I took out of the Polytunnel the other day on top of that. So I am going to let it rot down. It will dry out because it'll drain through to the bottom, so I am going to let it dry out a bit. Anyway, I want to show you the compost. It is quite strawy and stuff like that, but the point is I've been brewing this for like 2 years, and I want to show you. I've been brewing this compost here for like 2 years, and it's got all sorts of stuff in it, bits of plastic though, so we have to pick that out as we go. But this one here is where I just took all the waste out of that brown bin, which actually got wet. So I said to Simon, we need to drill some holes in the bottom of it, and then when I do go and pick up a lot of the leaves, because some of the leaves I'm putting on the beds over there, and then the rest I want to put in the brown bin, and then we'll mix it with some green waste and we'll make another compost inside that bin, or we'll just tip that bin out and put it on this compost heap here. But this is the one we're using right now. So we did fill it up with a lot of that wet stuff that was in there, but it's a lot of worms and everything in here, and it doesn't really smell at all. So I've just put it on here. It was hard work. I forked it on and put it on with a spade. These are all the covers here, so once I finish with it today, and I've just put on a paper bag and some cardboard, so you can put anything on a compost bin as long as it rots down. And make sure you take the tape off the cardboard if you can. If you can't, don't worry, because if you look here, these are the bits and bobs that I took out of the compost that will never rot down. This is tape from cardboard box, so it will never rot down, so you can just pull it out. So don't make too much of a fuss over that. And look at this. So this is some of the gunk that was in the compost bin, but it doesn't smell, and I thought, you know what, just put it on the bed, because this bed is so dry anyway. So I'm going to just get a rake and just rake it over. Then I'm going to put a load of leaves on top of that, and then that will be alright. This is where I poured it out. As you can see, it's all wet, and I forked it up and I used my little spade. I only use a little fork and I only use a little spade. And now what I'm doing, so this is quite good quality. Look, it's quite nice. I mean, it does have pine cones in it, but never mind. But it's quite nice quality just to put in the Polytunnel, and at least it feeds it. So I'll show you what I'm doing. We need to scrape up a lot of these leaves now. They haven't finished shredding yet. I mean, they're no way near finished yet, the leaves, but we will rake some of them up for now and put them in that brown bin once Simon drills some holes in it. So what I've been doing, see, I'm only using this, so I'm getting the compost in that, so it doesn't weigh anything for me. It might take a few trips, but at least that way I can put it in here. So as you can see, I've been putting it in here. So I've put quite a bit like that, thick layer in here. So I'm going to continue doing that all the way down to the end of this bed, so it's had a nice bit of food. And then what we will do is when I get the chicken manure next time, I will just scatter some of the chicken poo pellets on top of here, and that'll probably be enough for in here. And then what I will do is, before I plant into here, I always put a handful of compost in each hole anyway, so this will sort of tide it over for the winter and feed it. So it needs some food, this middle bed. In fact, all the beds need some food. This one needs quite a lot. So before I put the celery in, I want to give this one a load of food. And we want to see if we can get some manure from somewhere for all the brassicas outside. We've got a couple of friends that have cows and stuff, so hopefully we might be able to get some from them. which would be nice. But yeah, but I do want to put some right round the other side and then feed all the beds. You know, all the beds that I've been doing over there where the pond area is. I need to put a load of manure in the brassica beds so they got some really good food, because they do eat a lot. So what I will do, I'm going to use all of that stuff there in the first bed for the polytunnel. So all of it is going to come in here, and then we'll start again with the beds, because that second bed will probably be ready next summer, I'm thinking now, because a lot of that stuff is rotted down. It just needs to rot down some more. So I'm thinking next summer it should be ready, the middle one. The one at the end there has a lot more sort of harder stuff, so I think that one will take quite a while to rot down. So as soon as this one's empty, we'll start filling this one up again, and then that's what we're going to do. So we've got a lot of waste to get on this bed. This will be filled up in no time, I'm telling you, because once I take this out, but I'm really happy with that. So we've got our own compost now, so we can use this in the garden, well, in the polytunnel for the moment. So that's what we're going to do with this. There's quite a lot of roots in there, so what I'm doing is, when I'm pulling out some sticks and big stuff, I'm just throwing it onto this one. So that's what I'm doing, I'm just throwing it onto there. I'll leave that one open for a couple of days because I want that water to drain out, and I don't want to cover it up yet, because I still need to feed it and put a lot more stuff on there. There's nowhere near done yet, that one. So we'll fill this one up first with the rest of the polytunnel stuff, what's in the polytunnel. We'll fill this one up, and then once we filled that one up, I've got a load of cardboard boxes, so instead of burning them, which is what I was going to do, I could put them on the compost bin to help the compost bin rot down. And the little critters, you know, the worms and everything, they love cardboard, so it really helps in aiding your compost bin. I should have layered it in between, but I just wanted to get that bin emptied, that one there. It was so heavy, I just tipped it over and then scooped all the stuff out, and now I need to just rinse it out. I'm going to rinse it out with loads and loads of gnats all around it. Anyway, so we'll get on and do that. So let's do that. So I'm just going to get a cup of coffee because I've been doing this for a little while. Simon just told me to be careful, not do too much, so I won't. I just need to rinse off my boots. They've got a bit muddy. So I'll do that, and then I'll come and do the rest of this. I'm really enjoying doing this today because I feel like doing something more. It's Monday, and I thought to start the week. We went out this morning, had to go and get chicken food, stuff like that. Went to town, took back the toilet, and we're going to order one online now. So we've done all that. So yeah, I'll put a load of starting to put a load of eggshells and stuff on this bed now, as you can see. But I won't do that anymore because I will save all the stuff that I've been... The only reason why I did this is because I didn't have any room on my compost bin to put the stuff on. So now I've started again with doing it again. Any eggshells that I get now, I will put them in the compost bin. So they will rot down. They rot down eventually. But yeah, so, and on these beds, come the spring, I want to actually put some more brassicas and stuff in amongst the flowers, so, or some, you know, some vegetables in amongst the flowers here, and just keep feeding these beds, because these are quite dry, these beds, because they're right under the trees, so they do need a lot more nourishment. So yeah, so I'm really happy with what I've done so far today. Come the summer as well, when we empty out the middle one, hopefully we'll tip out whatever's left in that one, and we're going to build a new compost bin, or we'll build a new compost bin first and then tip out what's in there into the new compost bin. But I said to him, next summer, once we're open and we're running, and because we're not running it like full blown ahead, we'll have plenty of time to ourselves. That's the whole point. And then we can sort of turn it round. I don't think putting it that way was the right way, because it's on a slope going downhill, and I think the weight of all the stuff inside has pushed it over. So we got a load of pallets, so we're gonna make one out of pallets next time. Simon made this out of loads of wood that we bought We'll keep all the wood, don't you worry. We'll use it for something else. We always repurpose everything. So I'm going to go and make coffee now. Again, and it's 5:20, and I have been clearing a lot of the leaves outside and putting them on the beds, and I've mulched the whole of the middle bed with that compost that I've got in my compost bin, which I will show you in a minute. One side has a lot more eggshells in it than the other, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I just want to show you outside first what I just did to show you outside. So what I did today was I've done a lot. So I cleared off loads of the leaves off of here, and I've been putting them on the beds, and I've cleared all the paths and round the back. So I've been clearing all the paths. There's a lot more leaves to come down yet, so I'm not that bothered. And what I've been doing is putting a load of the leaves on these beds. So this one I've completely filled up with leaves, and this one's got some leaves on it. It needs more leaves on it. I've put some on there and a few on there, and I've cleared each section. And I've cleared all round here, because you don't really want them outside the garage because they get slippery. And I turfed them out the garage as well because there was some in there. So I cleared all these ones here and these ones here, and I've put them all on the beds. So that's what I've done today. So it looks a lot tidier. There will be a lot more leaves yet, but I want to do them while they're not wet, because they're much easier to get up when they're not wet. When they're wet, they're really heavy. So tomorrow I want to get these leaves here and just throw them on these beds here. Even if I'm taking out some of the plants and changing it, I just want to get the leaves off of the ground onto the beds, and that's what I'm just going to keep doing. So I will just keep raking them up and throwing them on the beds, and eventually they will stop falling, and then all the beds will have a mulch on. So that's what I'm doing it for. So I love to mulch the beds with leaves, because they make a good source of food, and why not? They're free. So here we are. Here's what we've done with our compost today. So we've taken quite a lot of it. There's bits of plastic and stuff, so I'm just pulling that out, and any harder bits I'm just throwing them back onto this compost bin here. I threw a few leaves on there, but not many. And tomorrow Simon will drill some holes in that, and I will give it a wash, and then we can start using that. Probably I will move that to nearer to the Polytunnel, like just around this outside of it there, because I do cover up these compost bins after a while, so this one won't be kept uncovered. Once I've piled it up a few times, I will then cover it up, and then we will use this brown bin for any other waste and the waste from the house. And then when it gets before it gets too heavy, I will turf it out onto the compost bin over here. So we just use it as a sort of not anything heavy in there, but if I've got like stuff that I've pulled out over here and stuff that hasn't really taken, I can just throw it in that compost bin instead of having to open the big one. So I finished mulching this whole bed here with that compost. So it's very, like, my compost is not good for putting seeds in, I wouldn't have thought, because it's very woody and got lots of stuff in it still. So it's more like a mulch for the ground, which it will feed it exactly the same as compost. And when I do put plant into it, I will just make little holes and put a handful of compost in. I will also put some under that bed there. Well, in fact, I'm going to put it in all the beds, because that one over there is clear now, so we could put some in there and all under the table, and then we'll put it around the wallflowers there. We need to just go through the wallflowers, because I think there's a load of dead marigolds in there which we need to pull out. I'm going to get rid of these tomatoes. Yeah, I did put a load of wallflowers in some water yesterday that I took from here, so we should have a load more cuttings which we'll then put out next year. We need to sort of move on some of this stuff now. I think I might need to water those carrots there, they look a bit dry. And then we're going to start doing some peas. I'm going to do some peas. I've got compost now, so I can do some peas, and then we can let them get going, and then we can plant them in our our usual space in here. And we do have loads of bulbs that come up in the spring in here, so hopefully they haven't been eaten by mice or anything, and they're still in there. So we're just going to gradually work our way around. There's no rush. I'm not in a rush. And I haven't got any blight, touch wood, on the tomatoes, so I'm not in a rush to pull them out. So I will just do it a little bit at a time. I want to mulch this side first. I think I'll mulch under here and in this bed first before I start on that side of the garden. And I'll mulch over here, sort this bit out, like I just said, put some under here. It might help with the beetroot. Can't see any beetroot yet, but I'm just going to put the mulch on top of them. And we'll get rid of these tomatoes and stuff. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then we'll work our way round, clear up all the around there, and just basically work our way around the garden. I've got a load of geraniums in there, and the nasturtiums are still going. There's still a lot of stuff growing in here. So I'm not in a rush to pull it all out, if you know what I mean. But I'm glad I've started on it. So I've done the whole of the middle bed. We've got rid of all the old tomatoes and cucumbers. And now I'm sure that cucumber there will be quite happy, and that tomato plant, I've actually put some mulch around. So this will really feed the soil for next year, so that when I put my new plants in, they will be fed. And I might put even a bit more down this end, because it still seems a bit shallow here. But there are loads of marigold seeds in there, and they don't really care about the quality of the soil. They just grow anywhere. So no, we won't waste our compost doing that. We'll just carry on. I just need to fill up these, actually. I could do with really filling up these, because they're supposed to be deep ones for carrots and stuff. And I've never filled them up. They're only half full. So I could do with filling them up. I'm going to use all that compost, you know, in that bin. It'll all be gone. But at least I've got it. At least I've got my own this year, which is great, because I haven't had my own for ages. I can't remember the last time I haven't had my own. I've bought a massive bag from Dandy's, I think it was. I bought a massive bag once, and then I bought a massive bag of topsoil once. But I've never had my own compost, because it takes so long to do. But now I've got my own compost this year, and then the next year I should have another load of compost. So we'll be able to use that. And if we can get some manure as well, some bags of manure to put on round the brassicas before we plant in the brassicas. But anyway, that's that. So I'm going to turn the camera on. I feel like I've really achieved a lot today. I wanted to get on in the garden today, because we're finished indoors in the kitchen now, but now we're going to start on the hallway at the back where the toilets are and the back bar. But tomorrow we're going off to go and look at find a wood-burnt, a multi-fuel stove, and actually find one this time that's not too much money, because the one I really like and the one Simon really likes is really expensive, but we really don't want to spend an arm and a leg on it. We just want it to warm up our house, basically. So yeah, we're off again to do that tomorrow. So oh, might not be tomorrow, it'll probably be a few days time by the time this video goes up. But it is my tomorrow, but it won't be tomorrow for this video, if you know what I mean. But yes, I'm really pleased with what I've done today. Simon's been really busy digging up around where the kitchen garden is, at the front of the kitchen garden bit. He's been doing a lot of work there, scraping up all the bit where the wall is, where the slate wall is, and like getting it down to where there's a concrete plinth along it. So he's been clearing all that today and getting roots out. I mean, God, he's been working really hard as well. So we've both been working really hard outside today, even though we didn't come outside until, well, I didn't come outside until 3:30 or 3 o'clock or something like that. So we both came out really late, but I feel like I've achieved more today than I do on most days if I spend hours outside. because I really wanted, I just dived in and tackled the compost bin as soon as I come out today, because I thought if I don't do it now I'll never do it, because it's one of them jobs you really don't want to do, but you have to do it. Otherwise you can't get any compost and you can't sort out your compost bins, and you have to do it no matter what, even though it's a horrible job and hard work, but it's done now and I'm really happy. So I'm just going to carry on putting all that lovely compost on these beds, and that's what I'm going to do. So thank you for watching. Please let me know how you're getting on in your garden. Are you making your own compost? Are you finding it easy? I find it takes me years. It's taken, like, when we built those composters in 2020 and we put all the waste, when we dug out this polytunnel, there was a lot of greenery and stuff, and we made the compost bins to put all that stuff on there, and that's all the stuff that's rotted down. So, but it has taken since 2020 and it's now 2024, so it took 4 years for that compost not even to be proper compost yet. You'd have to probably leave it another year or two to make it real compost that you could actually sow seeds in. But for this job, what I need it for now is absolutely fine. So I'm not leaving it, I'm getting on with it, and I'm going to use it. And then, yeah, so I'm really happy that I've got it. Oh, there's a little bird. I thought it was a mouse for a minute, because I swear there's a mouse around the doorway somewhere that keeps making a little hole. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please give me a like and a thumbs up. Let me know how you're getting on. Leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. And I'll see you again soon in the next video, which will be very soon. It might be a DIY video actually, instead of gardening. Okay, bye for now. Bye.